Hello everyone, sorry for the quality of this video. This video has been filmed on the iPhone because I was very clever and forgot to charge my camera batteries. And I just can't be bothered to wait. I don't know how long it's going to take. It's already after midnight, so I just thought, you know what, just get a video done. Anyway, today's video is just going to cover a few points real quick, nothing too much. The current count for the coronavirus is 34,960. Oh my god. The current count for the coronavirus infections is 34,963 infected and 725 official deaths. So, as I thought yesterday it was going to go, I thought yesterday it was going to go up to about 35,000, so it's pretty much right there. So tomorrow we're looking at just under 40,000 people, I'm guessing, infected, and so far it doesn't seem to show any signs of slowing down. The majority of the deaths are still within the Hubei province, so around the epicenter, which is, I don't want to say it's a good thing that people are dying there, but it's a good thing that it's kind of contained to one region rather than just having like deaths all around the country, all around the world, like going crazy. So it's kind of under control in some respects. The first thing I want to talk about is I saw a report that a bus driver in Shenzhen actually had the coronavirus and he didn't know. Of course, as usual, you don't know you have it until you show symptoms, and at that point you could be spreading it around, so it's kind of scary. He's a bus driver, so he had the coronavirus and he was driving around in Shenzhen and potentially spreading the virus to passengers on the bus. So that's kind of a little scary. That's why it's just best to stay inside wherever possible if you're in mainland China right now. I watched a news report on Al Jazeera. Yes, Al Jazeera. Anyway, I watched a news report on Al Jazeera saying that China right now can't keep up with the internet censorship and that they're struggling to block the comments about the doctor that died and about the cover-up. And so I think it's a little rubbish because I don't think that they need a person or a team to be on top of the censorship and like there's too many comments for them to delete and whatever. It's automated. Once they have a topic, they just put the topic in. Any mention of the name or anything about this thing just gets automatically deleted. I've seen it. I've been a victim of this before. I don't know what I did before when I was doing some vlogs. I uploaded them to the Chinese website Youku, and they were deleted for what I think was no reason because I couldn't find anything in the videos about why they would be deleted, but they got caught up in the censorship and they were deleted as well. So it's not a person that's deleting stuff. It's just automatic. So there's definitely no not being able to keep up with the censorship. It means that they're allowing it this time. And I think the reason is because the world is watching. The whole world is watching this outbreak and the whole world wants to see how China handles this. And the whole world is currently ready to criticize at every step of the way. So I think all they're doing is allowing a bit of free speech. Sorry, that's my little boy. So I think what they're doing is allowing a bit of free speech temporarily while this thing's going on or while people are watching China. And pretty much once this is done, all of those things will be gone from the internet in China. You won't be able to access a lot of those comments and videos that we're seeing being shared to the news. They'll all be gone soon. And I saw a video and pictures of inside the new hospital that they built. You know, that one that they built in record time. And there were so many comments saying how bad the conditions are in there and how cramped and crowded it is and how few nurses there are and how there's like one toilet per 300 people or something like that, and all sorts of nonsense, all sorts of crazy criticisms. And while I can completely understand that, I don't know what choice they had. If there wasn't a hospital, there weren't enough beds in the original hospitals, what choice did they have? They've done an amazing job so far. I mean, I'm not suggesting that the hospital is great condition compared to anything else, but which other country could make a hospital in 10 days or however many days it took to make this one and the second one? Which other country could do that? Every time you try and make a video, anyway, I don't even know how many times I tried to do this video now, but like every time I try and make a video, I get interrupted by the little baby. Right, what I was saying is, I saw a bunch of comments on the internet talking about how shoddy the new hospital is. But at the same time, I don't know what choice China had, because if there are all these people sick, so if there are what 30,000 people that are sick, if there are all these people sick at once with an infectious disease, what do you do when you don't have enough hospital beds? You have to make something, don't you? And I think if it was in any other country, all they would be able to do is put up tents. I'm pretty sure that most other countries, in that short time, 10 days, they'd only be able to put up tents. In the city where I'm from, Nottingham in the UK, if you wanted to make a hospital, it's impossible to do it in 10 days. There is absolutely no way, even if you got all the country together to do it, it wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't happen. It couldn't happen. Like, I've worked in some companies where it takes months just to change a door because of procedure and process. I've worked in some companies where it takes absolutely ages to make an extension because of procedure and process. And China's managed to do this in 10 days from scratch. I think it's pretty impressive. And yes, I've seen videos and pictures from inside, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't look ideal. There are lots of beds in the room, all close together. But I don't know what choice you have when people are sick and they've got an infectious disease, a contagious disease. If they've all got it and they're in a room together, I don't think they can get it again, can they? They already got it. So I think just keep them together. I don't know. What are your suggestions? What else could they have done for 30,000 sick people with an infectious disease? There aren't enough beds in the hospitals that they have. And even if there are beds, you can't just put someone with coronavirus next to someone with a broken leg. You can't just put someone with coronavirus next to someone with cancer. You can't do that. So even if there are spare beds, you can't just put people together when they've got an infectious disease. They have to be separate. I think I read the whole of the UK only has 4 hospitals that can do this. And I'm sure they don't have 30,000 beds. So well done to China for that. I have to say well done. The final thing I wanted to talk about, I think, maybe I'll think of something more, but the final thing I want to talk about is the quarantining. Now these days, because I've been indoors, not been outside, just had too much time on my hands, I guess, and I've been watching all these movies about, like, I watched Contagion and some Korean flu and like virus movies and stuff like that. I can't remember the other name of the other ones I watched. I watched quite a few, like about 5 or 6 different ones, and in all of them the common theme was panic, and that's just something that you really haven't seen in China. Like in Hong Kong, sure, yesterday in Hong Kong there was the craziness about the toilet paper. That's just insane. But generally in China, mainland China, especially, like, you know, I'm in Beijing and I've been watching other YouTubers who are all around China. There's no panic. There's no sense of panic. Yes, people are quarantined. Yes, people are staying indoors. There is no panic. People are not panicking. Every time I listen to the news, like Sky News or BBC News, they're saying it like it's, oh, all these people are quarantined for so long. 60 million people are quarantined and confined to their homes. And they say it in such a way. But like, I'm in Beijing, and this quarantine thing, it just means that I can't go out of Beijing very easily. But I can go out of Beijing. I could go out of Beijing. I could take a train right now. If I wanted to go and take a train, I could take a train. I could take a plane. I could fly to anywhere within the country. I could fly to Wuhan, where this is happening. I could take a train to Wuhan today. But if I went to Wuhan, I probably wouldn't be able to leave Wuhan unless I've been quarantined for 2 weeks. And the same for people who come to Beijing. You have to be quarantined for 2 weeks. Means you have to stay indoors, to stay away from people for about 2 weeks before you can be free to do whatever you want again. But in terms of just being in Beijing and going to the shops, if I wanted to go to a park, I could go to a park. I could go anywhere within Beijing that I want to, anywhere. Beijing's absolutely massive. But I haven't, because, to be honest, while this thing's going on, I don't want to be around people, because I don't know who's got what, and I don't want to be around people where I could get something that might just kill me like that, and there's no cure. No thank you. So that's why I'm staying inside, and that's why when I hear this quarantine thing, it's like, yeah, we can't leave Beijing and come back as easily as we want to, but I haven't left Beijing for months anyway, even before this happened. And this word quarantine, they say how many million people on lockdown. The only place that the craziness is really happening is right around where the epicenter is, so around Wuhan, and pretty much that's it. The rest of China is on a different kind of lockdown. It's like, if you don't live in this apartment complex, you can't come in, like that. If you go to a restaurant, maybe you have to order a takeaway, or maybe they won't sit people together, so they're spreading people out. But this word quarantine is not what, I don't think it's what people are thinking back home. When you look up quarantine, what it means, technically, yeah, that's what's happening, but it's not what you think. It's really not what you think. Imagine being told you can't leave the city that you live in, and then people saying, you're quarantined, oh no, what a shame. It's like, well, you live in that city and there's a crazy virus going around. Would you have been out and about playing football with your friends anyway? Like, catching the virus? I don't know. So this, when they use the word quarantine, it just kind of makes me think, a little exaggerated. But yeah, I think I've gone off on a bit of a tangent here. But anyway, when you think about quarantines, just think about it. If that was happening in your country or where you live, do you think it would be possible? And do you think it would happen without mass riots, people complaining about their human rights and saying, I can go where I want and all this lot? Do you think it would happen as it's been doing in China? Honestly, I don't think so. I don't think so. They've got the quarantine thing. Bam, they said quarantine and that's it. Locked. Everyone is in their city. You're in that city, that's where you stay for 2 weeks, then you can come out. Oh, it's crazy. It's quite impressive. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about right now. I just think it's really impressive what they've done so far. It's not perfect, of course it's not perfect, but I just think if it happened anywhere else, would any of this be possible? Would they be able to quarantine a city? Probably not, because I can't think of anywhere else in the world where they've quarantined a city like this. Would the public be so cooperative by following the quarantining rules, staying inside and whatever? Don't think so. Would they be able to build a hospital anywhere else in the world in such a short time? Don't think so. So there's quite a few firsts that are happening. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna leave it there because it's nearly 1 o'clock in the morning and I don't even know why I'm making this video right now. But yeah, numbers are going up. Tomorrow's gonna be about 40,000 people, I'm guessing. And in my opinion, as long as the numbers are going up so much, I just can't see a responsible government telling people to go back to work. So I would imagine that Hillary will be off for another week. That's what I think, because how can you tell people, okay, it's okay to go back to work now when the numbers are still going up at the same rate? I don't think so. So I'm pretty sure that Hillary will be off again for another week or something like that. Yeah, coronavirus 2020. What a start to 2020. But anyway, as always, leave your comments in the comment section down below. And any suggestions or ideas, or if you got any more information about any of the stuff I've talked about, do let me know, and I'll just see you tomorrow for another update. Bye bye.